So we have somehow not gotten to how you got the name Bluff NoC for your online name yet. And it has been 30 fucking minutes. So I'm going to try again.
Right, let's try that again. Last time. But I do want to go back to
This is my last time, though. Yes, I want to go back to anime. But
okay. So, boom, I come to Texas, blah, blah, blah. I quit playing
Grand Prairie, right? Grand Prairie or something like that?
Yeah, Cosmics. So I quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Around like 2011.
Is that when you had your first kid?
I beg your pardon?
Frazier needs to stop.
I know you got kids. But you had them when you were 20?
No.
26?
No, motherfucker. I had my fucking first kid fucking
when you were 16.
22. Anyways. So so I came back, but I was playing fucking Duel Links, right? And I got a homie.
God.
Yeah, I know. Just hold on, bro. Just calm down, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry. You just say things that just really
Kenny.
I'm laughing at your response to him.
Listen, you just say things that make my ass itch.
Look, Kenny, what's wrong with him?
I don't.
You brought up Duel Links.
I'm just
here. I thought DB was bad.
I'm just here. Look, all right. I just got the E Honda shirt. All right, I'm here with my boys in Honda. Like that's all.
I just saw the E Hondas in person.
Dude, you're so ghetto, man.
Listen, it is what it is. All right. Anyway, let's try to get through this.
Wait,
so you had your first kid at 16.
Person that was racist too.
So this is like fucking. I want to say like 20. It's like 2017, right? So I'm playing Duel Links.
So Zoo format.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, this shit is ass as fuck. So I started looking up like, damn, are people like still playing like, bro, I was so out the loop, it's insane, right?
Yeah,
so
you know that people are still playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, like people were playing GOAT. I'm like, damn, that's cool. So Jason, they're playing GOAT at his shop. I'm like, oh, okay. So I get Jenzo into the game. We're playing GOAT, blah blah blah. I'm in the finals. I'm literally bluffing the goddamn cross out like it's a mirror force. Guy ends up like not swinging, misses game. I top deck snatch, still take the BLS, swing for game. So
so that's where Bluff
so like he actually chose to banish instead of swinging, and it's like, so yeah.
So you had a Bluff NoC, and that's literally how you won. So real quick, you said something about you got Genzo to play, or something.
I'm assuming it's a guy named
Genzo. The fucking like Michael Jackson looking white guy I was with.
See, I don't remember. I don't know who you were there with because I was just surprised there was at least one other black person at the event. So if they were white, I definitely did not. I didn't notice them though because we were in a room full of white people and Latino people, right?
Hey, you know what Asian with the hat asked me? He asked me like 2 days ago. He was like, hey, NoC. And shout out to Asian. I love Asian. He was like, hey, NoC. Not to offend you or anything, but
this is going to be so unhinged because this guy asked me some questions too when I met him in person at Nationals, and they were equally.
He was like, how come there aren't any more black players nowadays? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, like back in the days, to be like, you see a lot of black.
You know what?
It's because all the locals would ban them.
Go ahead. Yes, our locals definitely did try to ban black people. Our locals, so they couldn't ban black people. What they did though, they banned Yu-Gi-Oh! And only people in our locals that played. Now this is not our real locals. Our real locals is alternate universe. This is a different local that we went to in the meantime, like when it wasn't AU days. AU was on Saturday, Sunday. So our real locals was on Saturday, Sunday.
This was our afternoon hangout spot. Was like after work.
This was our afternoon hangout spot. Yes, they were low-key racist. Like not even low-key. But they wanted to ban black people, but they couldn't obviously do that because that's just discrimination and we could sue them and stuff like that. What they did do though was they banned Yu-Gi-Oh! And coincidentally, every black person that went to the store played Yu-Gi-Oh! So it was like, okay, so now there's no reason for us to be here. So when we would still go to like chill, they would tell us that we were being too loud, and then they would say things like, well, you can't loiter in the store, so if you're not playing any of the games, you can't be here. So then it basically just was like, all the black people just can't be here. That they did what they had to do to like get us out. And it was so unfortunate because
I think
if
I remember correctly, they made it so that
without going into too much detail.
I think they made it so like you could only play Yu-Gi-Oh! On Tuesdays or something. Like they picked like one random day and they're like, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. And then every other day you couldn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the people that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Were too loud.
That was in Philly?
Yeah. It was in Philly. It was in the heart of Philly, actually.
But anyway,
West Philly.
To answer Asian with cards, that's why there's less black people playing, because they all got banned from playing at their locals.
Bro, Asian is so fucking hilarious. Like, that man is Unhinged? Yeah, that man is unhinged. Like,
so I'm trying to think. I haven't particularly noticed a decrease in like any particular race of people playing. I will say California, obviously, is predominantly going to be white and Latino people, which that's just whatever. It's California. You expect that. So I expected the same thing to be a representation of the tournament, which it was. Like there weren't many African American people, I would say there. You were one of the only other ones I saw. I think there might have been like maybe one other person, but I don't remember.
There's another one, but yeah, he was running sabers, so he doesn't count.
Yeah, doubles. Getting close to the mic to say that is so funny. I don't know. Every time you do that shit, it's just hilarious. But yeah, so I don't really see many people, but I don't think that overall, right? So let me think about another tournament. Nationals. The Ultimate Time was a tournament. You had like me, a True Hero, and there were a couple others too, like from my area, because a lot of people from Philly went. I think that there's a normal spread of everybody, right? Like you guys are a melting pot.
It depends on the
where
city
you at.
that you. Yeah, it depends on the city.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in North Carolina. We were
like
North
if you're
Carolina
in Ohio.
Yeah, you expect.
Yeah, I mean,
expect what, Kenny?
It's Ohio.
Expect.
Yeah, I'm.
It's fucking Ohio. This isn't in its name.
Walk around with a bunch of
Ohio. Like who else would say Ohio?
Yeah, they wear their bed sheets out in public. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so I'm switching subjects. This is too much. All right. So let's talk about round one. Me and you played each other at RBET Moreno Valley, right? And one of the craziest things that I've ever seen in my entire life is that after game one, I beat Bluffed NoC game one. It was very back and forth. He was holding his own, doing his thing. I was like, okay, I'm feeling this guy. I'm trying to see where his skill level is. So I win game one. And then we go to side deck. So I get done side decking really quick because my cards are all in the same sleeves. I look across the table from me, and my opponent, my black opponent, the only other black representation in the room, is de-sleeving cards out of his fucking main deck.
Kenny,
then
bro.
Taking cards out of different color sleeves in his side deck and putting them into the main deck. And I'm watching him do this, and I lift my head up and I go, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like,
Kenny, I was so high. Like, okay, so I'm in Texas, right? So I'm going to fucking Cali, bro. Like, I don't know how much money I spent on fucking edibles and weed, but fucking took.
Is it legal? Is weed legal in Texas?
No. So
that's why he said when he went. That's why when he went to Cali.
Yeah, no, it's legal in Cali. In Cali, you could do everything.
Kenny, bro, literally sat in the car before I walked in the building. I took 3 edibles, right? I'm like, man, fuck it.
Jesus.
I started downing them, right?
How many
Xanax.
milligrams, if you don't mind me asking?
How
many milligrams are the edibles that you take? Just curious.
He was taking them stars of death.
It was a fucking
So like the ones that I like in California when I go are 5 milligrams. They're very light. They're probably, I think that's the lightest you can get.
Yeah, they were they were light as fuck. They were light as fuck, and that's why I took 3. They were light as fuck.
Yeah, because I have no tolerance because I don't smoke. So when I do an edible, like even a 5 milligram, I'm gonna feel it in like an hour and a half. And that's just, for me, that's fine. Like if I do 2, then I become a different person that I do not want to become. So
bro,
1 is good enough for me.
Fucking, I popped 3 edibles. We smoked the fucking pre-roll in the fucking car, bro. Walked in the building, stinking like a fucking watermelon eater. I don't give a fuck.
I turned around and saw you.
Yep.
That's when I saw you. I looked, I was like, who the fuck is this guy looking like Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
Covered in smoke.
Okay, here we go. This is insane.
Smelling like an eighth.
You're the blackest person in the community.
A whole eighth. Smelling like a fucking za.
Bro.
Did I say that right?
So fucking, I'm sitting there like sleeving my shit up. I'm like, I'm busting the player choice out the pack. I just
that was unhinged. Seeing you de-sleeve. So obviously when I was a kid, right, I used to have my cards in different sleeves. Like my side deck used to be in different color sleeves, and we would draw from our side decks because we didn't know any better. That's just what we did. Like a lot of people have this experience for some reason where you're like, oh, my side deck is a deck that you could draw from when you need to do like a destiny draw.
Yeah.
But ever since, I was like, I don't know, 14 or some shit, I wanted all of my cards in the same sleeves, except my extra deck, because extra deck is just, it's annoying.
Normally my cards are in the same sleeve. I was high as fuck.
That day was crazy. Unsleeving the re-sleeve was crazy. The judge even was like, I got to ask you to not do this.
Yeah.
Granted, I was a kid at the time, but my first local I ever went to, it was at AU. My first local I ever went to, I'm super new to like playing Yu-Gi-Oh in a tournament, not just like busting people's asses in the lunchroom. You want to know how my deck was sleeved? The commons were not sleeved. The hollows, the hollows were in blue sleeves. The ultra rares were in gold sleeves.
Oh shit!
So like, but in my head, I wasn't marked. Like my deck was marked.
You didn't think about,
but like in my head, I wasn't marking my deck. The commons weren't sleeved.
Yeah, fuck those. Like Kenny knew at an early age. Yeah, these aren't worth anything. I can get these back.
The super rares were fucking like, I think it was blue sleeves, and the ultra rares were like gold sleeves. And I remember
shuffling your deck had to be awful.
I sat down, I was shuffling my deck on like my first opponent at like the local, and he was just staring at me, like staring at my deck. And at the time, I didn't really get it, but he was looking at me, but he saw like, oh, this is just like a kid, and then let
like
it
he
go.
doesn't know.
But he was looking at me like I was wild. He was like, "This is a wild boy right now." This is
that's how it is too.
Boy,
I definitely played against
the comments.
Yo, because I was a kid, I couldn't afford more sleeves. Here's the other thing: the sleeves I had. The only reason why I had any sleeves is because, like you said earlier, Battle City rules. I like when I would if I would beat somebody in a duel and I would take their card, like they had sleeves. And so I was taking other people's sleeved cards, and those were the only sleeves I had at the time.
It was the Wild Wild West.
It was. I used to just have different sleeves on my deck for sure. There was a period where, when you mentioned gold sleeves, I had to think about like, oh god, there was a period where there were these nasty, glittery looking gold sleeves way back in the day. Like they had a texture to them. They felt like they were topped with glitter, and they were really sharp. Oh, they were terrible. They were really sharp too on the edges, like they would cut you and into your fucking cards. It was bad. Those sleeves are really bad. I forgot they exist because they're gone now. You do not see like
mine were always
sleeves anymore. That's not a thing.
Like dragon shields, but
we literally got made fun, like us, like not fucking, if we weren't like fucking Spicer, the boy, us under them and shit, bro. We got roasted for not having player choice white. We got roasted. Like we got like people look down upon you, like you're dirty, you're poor, like. What are you doing?
Yeah, player's choice white. That was the time. I definitely partook in that, but not because I necessarily liked it. Like I would get my pack of player's choice white, and I would be like, man, it sucks that there's so many other colors that I want to play, but everyone's just like, nah. If you're good, you had to play with player's choice white, and I fucking hated that because I had to play with them because I was like, oh, I think I'm good, so I got to play with player's choice white. But I fucking hated player's choice white, like low key.
I only use
blue sleeves.
I only use white sleeves on my extra deck because the synchros are white. Other than that, fuck white sleeves.
Yeah, bro. I'm glad that I broke out of the whole thing of like following what people did because of certain reasons or being elitist. I just decided, you know what? I started using different color sleeves, and people would literally ask me, "How come you're using purple sleeves?" I'm like, I don't know. They're fucking player's choice. Like they're the same as your sleeves. They're just purple. Like, no one else is going to have them because they're purple. So that's great because when I'm shuffling people's decks and people get brain control, snatch steal, sometimes you forget to get people their. Hey guys, if you like this clip, we have full video versions of our podcast episodes available on the IMNerd Patreon, as well as exclusive content.
If you'd like to listen to our full podcast episodes or find us on any other social media platforms, you can do so by clicking the link tree below.